So the changes to progression and research points, that's all the SL changes. So main takeaways for premium, you can't lose SL anymore unless you team kill people. They are going forward with what they were already doing, that we saw before. And then also the dynamic repair cost reduction, which is a cool change, right? Now, for the changes to progression and research points, they are condensing tech trees by grouping vehicles. Now, what they're actually doing here is they are going to be changing how research points are going to work for folded vehicles. So instead of unfolding vehicles, which is what they were doing before, they're now going to make it so more vehicles are folded, and also those vehicles that are folded are going to be 50% off in their RP cost. They didn't say anything about SL, but I'm guessing it's SL as well. They're going to be 50% off in their RP cost compared to what they were before. So let's say you have 3 folded T54s. The first T54 will be the same RP cost that it is right now. The second and third T54 will be 50% of what they are currently. So that is the way that they're trying to promote people playing these things, instead of what they were doing before, which was just trying to unfold the stuff and then reduce the RP. They also said that they are going to group more vehicles together, which is really cool. You know, I think that's a great addition. That's a good fix to the issue. It doesn't force people to play them, which is a problem, because, you know, you still want people to have a natural progression through things, but I'm guessing they'll monitor the system, and then if some parts, like people are just skipping a ton of stuff, what they'll do is, you know, and obviously having a negative experience because of it, what they'll do is they'll change it, but obviously this bit's positive. They're also reducing research and purchase costs of rank 6 and 7 aircraft. I mean, they do this every year around the summer updates. The reason they do this is because they added a new rank in, rank 8. This is just a standard thing, happens every time. It has happened for many years. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. So yeah, that's a standard thing. So simple as. Also skill bonuses. So this is kind of an interesting one. So there's been a lot of chat about the idea of why don't, like, the people who are like the top of the scoreboard, why don't you give them like an extra incentive, so therefore people want to be at the top of the scoreboard. Now the problem with doing something like this is that when you look at scoreboard stuff, it's very easy to maximize score without actually affecting the battle. Not necessarily in ground, but in air it definitely is. You know, killing targets which don't pertain to score, or, you know, going after bases which don't do too much, so on and so forth, right? So they've been thinking about something to kind of fix this, but also give people an additional incentive. So what they've decided to do is add a percentage RP bonus if you get X amount of kills in a battle. So you can see here the approximate values for rank 3 arcade ground vehicle battles are. So if you get 3 kills in a battle, you'll get plus 15% RP. If you get 6 kills, you get plus 30% RP. 9 kills, plus 50%. So the idea is the more you do, you get an increased bonus on top of everything, but it's also not based on the score that you have, just the kills that you have. And I think that's kind of cool, right? So the more kills you get in a session, the more bonuses you get. And you already get more bonuses from it, so this is an additional on top of that, which is pretty cool at the end of the day. Then, once again, the detailed calculations, rewards, we talked about this before. The end screen is going to be revamped. They're going to add a ton of stuff to it, and also revamp other areas as well. So that is quite nice as well. And then also research bonuses for new nations. So I'm hoping that what this does is it promotes people moving to different nations and trying different things, right? So the idea is, if you have a top vehicle in one nation, so these vehicles will be marked, by the way. So if you have a top vehicle in one nation, then you can get bonuses across other nations in the amount of RP that you earn. So let's say you have the top vehicle for America, which is like the F-16, right? Or the M1A2 SEP V, whatever it is, right? That means that in other tech trees, right? And they're marked as that vehicle, right? That means in every other tech tree in the game, that you will get bonuses at each of the ranks of RP for, researching those vehicles. So rank 4, you get 15%, rank 5, 25%, rank 6, 35, and rank 7 and 8, 50. So if you have got to the highest echelon of a tech tree, that means that you now get bonuses for researching other tech trees as well, which is super positive, right? Because variety is really good in this game. It's the thing to strive for. It's the thing to push for. Huge change there, massively positive, and absolutely no negative with that at all, right? That is just absolutely fantastic. Now, one thing to also note when it comes to these things, because once again, if you actually want to go through all of the changes, they all sit them all here, right? You can actually see different parts of it. So the team kill stuff, the premium vehicle stuff, we've talked about, and then also the battle log and streamlining the folded tech trees. But the interesting part is the bonuses they've talked about. So you can see here, these are the initial plans, and it's going to come in October, November 2023. But this is more interesting to me. So currently, warthunder features 10 playable nations, and we have no intentions of stopping there. So they're going to add even more new nations, which is kind of crazy. So it looks like they're bringing in even more nations. The other thing to also note is that percentage, which we just talked about, is only for the first 3 battles played each day. So that means for 3 battles, you will get this percentage bonus to your RP rewards if you have one nation with the top vehicle, right? But after that, they will all just be standard, right? So that's how that's going to go. Then, after that, you also have the revision of naval progression. So this is an interesting thing that they don't actually put here. Like, they don't actually put in the thing for some setup, or for some reason, I don't know why, but it is in the economy changes. They are massively changing the SL and RP setups for a lot of naval vehicles. So I know you can't see it on the screen, but these are all naval vehicles here. So you can see massive reductions in their repair costs, but also massive increases in their modifiers. So this is something that was looked over on the last set of economy changes that were put back. A lot of naval vehicles were actually massively reducing in repair costs and increasing in modifiers, which is something we just didn't see, right? So that's obviously very important to this setup. I'd just like to thank Millie Draper, Juan the Panda, Nick R. Kupila, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Merciless Reaper, Orange Tail, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Moxie B. Young, Peter Grayling, Jerry Provolt, Bareen, Alan Hacker, Sem Arslan, Uncle Bean, Derek R. and Lafouche for supporting the channel.